Right, now going up the hill. So yes, I expect him to become spookier every ride. And what it is the horse is testing you, is testing the rider to see whether you really mean it and whether you are fit for purpose. Because if you give up, then it's like, oh, I thought you so. You know, you really aren't this leader that you claim to be. This is frightening, and you're going to give up on me. So it's like, it's not kind of because the horse doesn't want to do it. He's testing you to see if you're the best person for the job. And so you have to prove to yourself and the horse that you are. So, as I'm getting this more go in him, as it were, more willing to go, I'm also getting a few more spooks than we had before. I want to keep trotting past this. I just want to talk about parked cars as well. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Boy. Come on. The other thing Ronan does is we're trotting along and then I ask him to walk, and if you use any hand, he's not so bad now, but what he did was he leant on the hand even more. So using hand to bring him down a gear, but he's carrying on exactly with what he's doing and just leaning on you. And we'll get to that in a minute. So, yeah, parked cars. I can't tell you the amount of horses we bring to this village who've got no problem when cars pass them from in front or behind, but as soon as they come to a line of parked cars, it's a different story. And Ronan is no exception. He's not as bad as some of them, but he's definitely wary of parked cars, and in particular parked vans. But he's not bad in traffic, and you think to yourself, maybe, I often wonder about that, and I'm thinking, well, maybe when people ride, they actually ride on a road where they don't see much parked traffic. But you know, if a horse starts, you know, having an issue with a parked car, you can never be sure that you're not going to meet a stationary car, and if they're not used to meeting them, it can be quite a big deal if they come out into the road and you've got a busier road than this, or less sympathetic drivers, and you wonder how many accidents. Right, we've got a little pushchair here. Come on, you've met pushchairs. Come on. Hello. Come on. Come on. She didn't see us, and she sort of got stuck there. There was two parked cars. It was all a bit of a minefield, wasn't it? Too much for the brain. Thank you. Good boy, come on. And he's a non-reactive horse, so he's far more likely to stand than he is to shoot backwards. But I just think, as part of their general education, horses just are not worked past lines of parked vehicles. So as I say, he is in some ways a little more spooky, and I expect that. So yeah, he's more forward, but more spooky forward, as he'll be testing me for the next couple of months, and I'll have to ride through it. But he's able to keep the trot going for longer, which is a good thing. Come on, you're not looking around there as we're going on. doesn't mind people in strange places, so that's a really good thing. See, now he'll go past that lorry with a bit of encouragement, but these parked cars, oh, they're not going to stop. I have to go in here. Good boy. Yes, good boy. Now, we got stuck at this spot a few weeks ago with the rubbish beside the bin, but we're okay now. We are able to keep going. Come on, boy. Boy, I'm just going to get through here. Come on. You see all these things he would have just planted a little while ago. He still does plant, he's more than capable of it. The other day I was trotting along like this, probably even with more go, and he saw a pushchair. He absolutely stopped dead mid-trot, and that's what 4-year-olds do. The one minute they're trotting and the next minute they've stopped dead. So yes, in some ways, in many ways, he's baby green, but he's really starting to actually enjoy trotting along. He's still the happy horse he ever was, and my reins are really, really loose. Although I've got 2 reins. Good boy. See, now he's starting to go past these cars with more confidence, but each time we first set out, he hasn't got that confidence. Come on. Now, here's a motorbike. Horses don't like them either. Oh, it's a pushchair. It's an open door. Hello. Come on. There's so many things down here, Ronan. I don't know what to look at next. But he does everything in slow motion, which is really good. But yeah, he definitely has got more confidence in me. He doesn't often plant for more than a few seconds. Right, come on then. Let's trot. Trot. There we go. Good boy. I want to start talking about the mouth. Yeah, so this lack of confidence which interferes with the horse going forward has many ramifications, and a canter is one of the chief ones, because the horse needs to have confidence in itself to keep cantering. And of course what he tends to do is sort of go in. I haven't really done any canter since I tried that few strides up the bridle path, but we're still going. I absolutely know that what I'm up for. I know that, you know, he'll struggle to keep the canter going, so there's really no point until I can keep the trot going. So, yeah, so Ronan, come here just a minute. Whoa. I mean, he does stand beautifully to mount, and he'll stand practically anywhere. So, you know, there's some really good points to him. I mean, he's just a very obliging horse in many ways. It's not his fault that, you know, he's been ridden he's been ridden with the handbrake on, which makes him appear very on the forehand. So we will be making some videos dedicated to the mouth, because it's such a big subject. But essentially, he's like driving. Have you ever tried to park a car, kind of, if it's without power steering, shall we say? If you remember the days where there was no power steering and you had to park the car, manoeuvre the car into a parking space, and how heavy that steering was because you weren't going anywhere. So the steering on Ronan is a lot like that. It's a lot like driving a car with flat tyres, or driving a car where you're trying to manoeuvre it. The steering's really heavy because you're not going anywhere. So the same principle, you know, of inertia. I don't know, there's obviously an equation, and physics wasn't my subject, not at all, but I'm sure there's... Morning! I'm sure there's an equation which talks about mass and the movement of mass from the perspective of inertia. Like, the more... there must be something to do with speed, which lightens mass. Because you've only got to drive a car to realise that must be so. Morning. This is a challenge to talk when you meet all these people. So I need to get him going forward before I can really work on the steering. But the little bit of steering that we do work on, I'll make sure it's not constant.